Hi, it's Alaska Granny. We know it's important to have extra food on hand. Many of us stockpile. We buy things when they're on sale or things that we know how to use, and we make sure that we have multiples of them. Then we have ingredients that we can make all different kinds of meals no matter what happens. It's important to have some food on hand. We never know what the day can bring, and we want to be able to feed our family no matter what the situation is. Whether it's just a busy day or you just don't feel like cooking, you can get something quickly out of your pantry, or there's some kind of an emergency situation. We want to know that we have the food, that we can prepare meals for our family no matter what. Plus, then when economic hardship comes, you have meals on hand. You don't have to worry about where am I going to get the money to buy more food. Your food stockpile isn't just collecting and making it bigger and bigger. It's supposed to be food items that you're willing to use, rotate, and replace. So we want to make sure that we are buying foods that we know how to use, and then we're incorporating them into our meal plans. A strategy is to make sure that when you're buying food that you have an idea how you're going to use it so that that food becomes useful to you. Even when we make menu plans, meal ideas, we might still end up with some foods that get shoved to the back of the shelf, or the one-offs, or even things that have become outdated and expired. Here are 5 emergency meal ideas to make out of the foods in your stockpile. Today from the pantry, I have the Bear Creek Creamy Chicken Pasta Mix. It's a hearty orchetta pasta with a creamy chicken flavored sauce, and it's very good, and there's some dehydrated carrots in there that fluff back up. And the wonderful thing about the Bear Creek Creamy Chicken Pasta Mix is you only need to add water. And to go with my pasta meal, I'm going to have some green beans. Now, if you're concerned with sodium content, look for low sodium or no salt vegetables. The Bear Creek Pasta Mix makes a lot, and it starts with 4 cups of water. See the orchetta? It is a round, a little bit curvy pasta noodle, and it's delicious. Once your water comes to a boil, add your Bear Creek Creamy Chicken Pasta Mix. Stir it all in, turn it to a medium, and then you're going to cook it for 12 to 15 minutes. Stir it occasionally while it's bubbling so that nothing sticks to the bottom. And you can see the orchetta is plumping up, the carrots are rehydrating, and the sauce will thicken as you cook. My pasta took closer to the 15 minutes for the noodles to be soft. And now you can see there's a lot of sauce, so you need to let it sit for 5 to 8 minutes to let that sauce thicken up. And maybe you've made products like this before, and they do thicken up as they cool. So it's a great time to prepare the green beans. Heat up a skillet on medium heat and add about a tablespoon of butter. Open the green beans and pour off half of the liquid. You can see this can had almost an entire cup of liquid. I poured about half of it back into the can. That's all we need. Once the butter is melting, you want to add your green beans and the liquid. Get that butter incorporated. Then I'm going to give a few sprinkles of onion powder. Use as much or as little as you like. Decide what flavors you enjoy. And a few sprinkles of black pepper. Then just stir and simmer. The liquid has evaporated. And they're done. They're ready to serve. See how it thickened up? But I still think it's because it's so saucy, I like to serve it into a bowl. I don't want the sauce just running all over my plate. You can see this makes a nice big pot of food. They consider it 4 servings on the package. Let's add some green beans on the side. Bear Creek Creamy Chicken Pasta Mix with a side of green beans. This emergency meal using stockpiled food is a simple potato corn chowder. I'm using 2 packages of the Idahoan baby red mashed potatoes, and then I have the 4 cups of water to make the potatoes. I have a can of cream-style sweet corn, a can of sliced potatoes, you could use diced if that's what you have, a can of evaporated milk, then some extra water to make it the consistency that I like, and then bacon bits for a nice savory topping. Get a nice big pot, set it on high, add your 4 cups of water to make your mashed potatoes. As the water comes to a boil, add your 2 packages of instant mashed potatoes. Stir those in so that they're all dissolved. Add the can of cream corn, the can of sliced potatoes, and I'm including the liquid because this is a soup, and the can of evaporated milk. You can see it makes a nice big pot of food. Now stir it around to incorporate it all and to heat it through. And depending on the consistency, you might choose to add more water. Here, I added about a cup more water. Heat it through and then add more or less water depending on how you like your potato corn chowder. Our potato corn chowder is all heated through. It's ready to serve. See, mine has slices of potatoes, but you could use diced potatoes depending on what you have on hand and what you prefer. This is where you can make it your own. Maybe you have bacon bits and that would be yummy on top. I like Colby Jack cheese, shredded cheese sprinkled on top, so that's what I'm going to use. It's important that we use, rotate, and replace the foods that we have on hand. Delicious potato corn chowder, right out of your pantry in just a few minutes. The next emergency meal using stockpiled foods comes from the one-offs or the expired or out of date or the back of the pantry. When I buy macaroni and cheese, I take it out of the box, I put it into a Ziploc bag and add the sauce with it, and I store it into airtight containers. I have an old pack of Kraft macaroni and cheese that's white cheddar that needs to be rotated because it's, like I said, back of the pantry and it's expired. Plus, I have a one-off, which is the Pace Taco Complete. This stuff is really delicious. I don't think they make it anymore, but it's taco meat filling, and it's all complete. It has the meat, tomatoes, corn, and it's delicious. Let's take this mac and cheese and the Taco Complete, and we'll make a taco mac and cheese. I stored it with this strip from the box, and you can see this was dated October 2019. So let's go ahead and check it out and make sure that the cheese powder is okay. I've got the water boiling. Let's inspect the cheese powder. You can see the package is still soft, powdery. Let's go ahead and tear it open. This is the white cheddar cheese mac and cheese, so it's not going to be yellow, but it also has not turned brown. It's still powdery, it's loose and fine and nice. It smells perfectly fine. I'm sure it's going to be fine. So even though it expired in 2019, we're having this for dinner. Our water's come to a boil. Let's add the macaroni. And we're going to cook it about 7.5 minutes, which is the package directions. Once your macaroni is done, you want to drain it, but I'm not going to drain all the liquid because for the milk and butter, I'm going to use some of my powdered milk and powdered butter. And now I'm going to add the cheese powder that came with the package. You can see it has sauce, meat, tomatoes. You can see some corn. It's delicious. I wish they still made this stuff. Let's add it into our mac and cheese. It has a nice taco seasoning, something I used to buy and keep in my pantry and use occasionally, but I can't seem to find it anymore, so I think it's been discontinued. So it's a good time to rotate the rest of it out of the pantry and start looking for something new. Keep looking in your pantry, be creative, find those one-offs, expired, back of the pantry foods, and make sure that you're using, rotating, and replacing the foods that you have. If you wanted something else to go with this, grab a can of fruit and you have a sweet dessert. Rotating your pantry doesn't have to be difficult. You just need to make a point to use the foods that you bought and stored. Sometimes I put together emergency meals as meals in a bag. I use some of my stockpiled food. I decide how I'm going to use them together. I store them all into a Ziploc bag. They're right into the pantry. And then say you're in a hurry, or you can't think about what you want for dinner. You want to go camping, or you need to give an emergency meal to a friend. You can pull out your bag, open up all of the ingredients, stir them together in a pot, and dinner is served. It's a meal that's quick and easy from your stockpiled foods that gets dinner on the table in no time. This emergency meal using stockpiled foods is chicken gnocchi stew. Potato gnocchi are little potato dumplings. You can put them into boiling water. In 1 to 2 minutes they're done. They'll float to the surface, and you can pour any kind of sauce over them. They're also great to put into soups, stews. The Pampa brand is a product of Italy, and sometimes you can even find gnocchi at Dollar Tree. So to make your chicken gnocchi stew, you need 1 can of chicken gumbo soup, 1 can of chicken gravy, 1 can of chicken, a can of mixed vegetables, and a package of potato gnocchi. All of these cans have a pop top, so I can use my favorite ring pull tab can opener. Turn your burner on high, add your can of chicken gumbo soup, add your chicken gravy, add your can of chicken with the broth. I rinsed and drained the mixed veg. I think they taste better that way. Just break up the chicken and bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, you're going to drop in your gnocchi. Stir them into your stew. Boil it for just a few minutes until your gnocchi is all soft, and dinner is served. Potato gnocchi stew. Doesn't that look delicious? And to think, it's a meal right out of your food storage. Make sure that you're using, rotating, and replacing the foods that you have on hand. Look for creative ways to stir together the things that you have. Here's a quick and easy Southern style ham and beans. You need a small can of ham, a can of pinto beans, and then season it the way you choose with ground pepper, chopped onion, and garlic powder right out of your pantry. Make a side of cornbread if it's something you like. Stir together your beans, your ham, season it up, heat it through, prepare your cornbread according to the box that you have, and then you have a nice Southern style ham and beans with cornbread. It might just be the survival meal you need out of your stored food stockpile. I hope you found some of these meal ideas interesting and it gives you some inspiration of things you can use from the foods in your pantry. And remember, don't stock up on foods you don't like. Don't buy foods just because they're cheap. Don't buy foods and just put it away forever, because that is a waste of money. The food isn't going to last forever. We need to use, rotate, and replace these foods. Leave it in the comments below. What's a meal idea that you found in your food storage stockpile that helped you get through a busy day while you were using, rotating, and replacing the food in your stockpile? I hope you'll like my video, share it. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.